Bernard here on behalf of moviegamenostalgia.com. Hope you're all very, very well. A little TV series review today that's just finished now, and you can watch this on various streaming sites in its entirety. It has been a weekly thing. And we're going to the DC universe, aren't we? We're going to the DC universe for this one, and it's called Stargirl. Please, if you're new to the channel, push that little subscribe button. Push the bell notifications so you know these little vlogs come out. I do movie review vlogs and information vlogs as well. That'd be fantastic. Please tell your friends. I'll try to entertain and inform as much as I can. Yep, so we're going to DC. As a kid, I mean, if you've ever watched any of my vlogs, if you're new to it, I was always a big DC fan. Nothing wrong with Marvel. I enjoy Marvel as well, but DC was always my thing as a child. DC Comics, and it's a top priority over Marvel. But I do like Marvel as well. I'm not one of these that... and it's nice to see with this one actually. A lot of usually get a lot of reviews, obviously from Marvel people slagging DC off and vice versa. But yeah, looking through some of the user reviews on this one, there's not too much of that going on, thankfully. Yeah, Stargirl, fantasy, of course, action, adventure, crime, thriller, a superhero television series, 13 episodes, about 45 minutes approximately each. Of course, it's based on the DC Comics superhero Courtney Whitmore, created by Jeff Johns and Lee Moder. The series follows high school student Courtney Whitmore, portrayed by Brett Bassinger, a bit more on her in a moment, who discovers a cosmic staff and becomes the inspiration for a new generation of superheroes who become the Justice Society of America. Yeah, got very, very, what's the word? I won't say childish, but obviously a lot of the wording and the titles in this, obviously, and a lot of the series is aimed obviously at younger people. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Ahead of the series premiere, characters from the series were featured in the Arrowverse crossover, Crises on Infinite Earths. I didn't get to see that one. Establishing Stargirl as existing on a parallel Earth to the Arrowverse series. In July 2020, the series was renewed for a second season, so we're going to get a second season, but it's scheduled to air in 2021. Is it any good? Well, let's have a look at the critics first. Rotten Tomatoes at 92% positivity. So, I mean, that's not to be shirked, is it? 92% positivity, so a lot of love out there. Audience, even the audience at 82%, which is really, really good. So you got the critics love it, and the audience think it's very good, obviously, based on that. The Metascore rating, which again is the critics, not quite as high. It's a 68%, which is 6 positive, 2 mixed, but there's no negative reviews on it. I can understand certain mixed ones depending on what basis they're reviewing this. The Metascore users 7.7 out of 10, so again very healthy, and that's 19 positive reviews, 3 mixed and just 2 negative. So perhaps they were Marvel fans. I'm not too sure on that one. Internet Movie Database, yeah, I mean, I was looking through some of the reviews on here. They're all pretty gushing. There's the odd dissenter, but they're all pretty gushing, to be honest with you. So I usually come up with little quotes and things, but there's a lot of positivity, so I'll be repeating the same sort of words like brilliant and magnificent and things like this, which is a little bit over the top. But the Internet Movie Database user rating is 7.3 out of 10, which is very, very healthy. I mean, anything over 7 is very, very good, as you know. And that's based on 6,000, as I'm doing this, 6,827 reviews. So we're not talking a small amount of people who've watched this and liked it, or people who perhaps were in the thing, and ringers who are putting in their own reviews. Obviously, with that sort of quantity of reviews, you know, and a lot of those were from DC fans as well, who were quite happy with what we saw. The individual episodes rate anywhere between 7.9 and 9.1. And yeah, I mean, I would have scored 3 or 4 of the episodes a bit lower than that, to be honest with you. I think they're being very kind on the episode ratings there, but as I say, I'm sort of looking at it from my point of view, because I'm going to say now my little MGN thoughts, my little Bernard movie game nostalgia thoughts. I'm not in the demographic for this one. Doesn't mean I can't enjoy it for what it is. I mean, I can, obviously I don't have any, I have granddaughters, but I don't get to watch TV series and as such. I very rarely get to watch a film with them, but yeah, I mean, I think some of the older granddaughters, obviously 11, 12-year-olds, might enjoy this, because it's, after all, it's Stargirl, isn't it? It's female superhero, so why not? Why can't they enjoy it? So, as I say, I'm going to look at that from a granddad's point of view, but also from my own personal point of view, because I do like these sort of things, and even though obviously, as we'll explain, it's sort of some of the storylines are a little bit basic as you'd expect, but yeah, I'm going to look at it. I'm going to look at it anyway from my point of view and score it accordingly. I don't think there's any particular negatives in this. Obviously, with a series like this, I wasn't overly impressed with the early episodes. It took me a little while to get used to the sort of characters, and one or two of the characters really do have to grow on you, and even the lead character, Brett Bassinger, didn't really grow on me, unfortunately. I mean, she did a little bit. By the end of it, she was okay, but I think she was not the strongest lead. And obviously, the young lady who played her mother, obviously another one that I didn't really get into. She does a good enough job, Brett Bassinger. I'm not going to pick on her, but as I say, it did take 3 or 4 episodes to sort of get used to her and sort of grow in it. I mean, most of the characters, all the main characters really in series 1 are fine, despite some early. I mean, there's some early caveats. I mean, I was reading the reviews and I did smile as one guy commented about the Stargirl's stepbrother in this, and played by Trey Romano, who I found very, very annoying, and I wasn't alone in this. And apparently he brings, saw a little article, he brings comic relief to the series. Well, I mean, sorry mate, you're as funny as a boil, with probably as much personality. I didn't like him at all, as you can tell, which it's just, yeah, you know, I shouldn't pick on young lads, should I? But fortunately he's only a bit part player. I mean, so I was dreading him getting a superpower of some sort and being one of the main characters. So hopefully his role's not going to be expanded anymore in series 2 of this, because I found him very hard to watch. To be honest with you, he sort of annoyed me more than anything, which is the same. My apologies, Trey, but there you go. You know, I didn't think you added anything to the series. Many positives, obviously, as an origin story. It's very cliche, obviously, and a little corny at times, you'd expect, as it's aimed at a younger audience, but it is great entertainment for family viewing. If your family's into all this fantasy superhero stuff, then great. You know, I'd love to watch it, say, with children and grandchildren. I think absolutely fantastic. But it's good for younger fans, but it's good fun for older fans as well. Although we do sort of look at the storyline, and we've seen most of it before. There was 1 or 2 twists in this that quite impressed me. I sort of laughed towards the end when the big twist at the end came, what they were doing. I mean, obviously I had a little chuckle to myself about what that was, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the young, if you like, superheroes playing the older superheroes played pretty well as well, with Owen Wilson doing the mentoring job on the younger ones, and I think that was quite good. I like that little look at it like that. And the high school element again. If you obviously the kids are into, obviously, with these Disney things and films these days with teenagers, there's always a high school element, and that's again, it's small town storylines and things happening at high school with the geek table and all this sort of thing. You've seen it all before, but so not really innovative. But as I say, that's the idea of it. It's to appeal to a younger audience, and it certainly sort of works. The effects are excellent. I think there was only 1 or 2 effects that don't work, and I mean I've seen a lot worse effects on some big budget movies in the past few years. So yeah, the effects for a series like this, 13 episodes, are quite good, and the fight scenes are pretty good. But I say I'm not a big action fan myself. I don't mind a little bit of action. I don't like films where it's just non-stop action, and it's just a nice blend this of action and story. So I didn't have any trouble with that at all. As with any series of this film or type, you don't have to think about it don't think about it too much. You know, as an older guy, just enjoy it for what it is, as entertainment. And there's so many plot holes and things. You think, why has he done this and why have they done that? But you say, just turn your head off and just enjoy it as pure entertainment. And that goes for Marvel fans as well. It's certainly no worse or better than some of the stuff on the Marvel universe. And as I said, I've nothing against Marvel. I quite like Marvel stuff as well. So. But it's nice to see, as I said, some of the user reviews. Usually you get quite a few digs in from opposing fans, but not so much in this one. I said I haven't read them all. I mean, there was over 6,000, but obviously the people who actually went out the way to leave a review were quite positive about it. Yeah, so overall, yeah, of course it's aimed at younger fans. Of course it's aimed at your sort of young teen, and perhaps I would have loved this. I would have loved this at guys my age, we didn't have things like this. I mean, you know, I was brought up on the excitement of Doctor Who, which is weird in its own way, but these sort of things are fantastic for a younger audience, and that's exactly what it's aimed at. I mean, you know, after watching this series within over a couple of days, yeah, I probably, you know, I'm crying out to watch a couple of episodes of Gotham or something like that, a bit more adulty, but. As I say, it is what it is. It says it is what it is on the box. It's Stargirl. It's about a teenage girl and teenage superhero. So it is what it says on the box, and all credit to it for that. Right, my little scores. Well, I'm going to give Stargirl, the film, 6.5 out of 10. This film, the TV series, 6.5 out of 10. Stargirl. Yeah, I did like that. So for younger people, if it was 13, 14, I might have gone 7, 7.5, but I'm not, am I? So I'm a long way away from that. So there you go. 6.5 out of 10, which is a little bit lower perhaps. But again, it was only because even a younger audience, perhaps a bit better story in and around it. But yeah, so I'll give it 6.5 out of 10. And the poster, well, there's probably a couple of posters. The one I'm showing there, it's a great poster. It's just a great superhero poster, isn't it? So I'm going to give the poster 7 out of 10. I quite like the poster. It's what you'd expect. Nice and brash and bright poster. Yeah, please, if you get to watch Stargirl or you've watched it already, please let me know in the comments what you thought as an oldie like me, or whether obviously your younger children enjoyed it, or your grandchildren, etc. I don't know, obviously, or however old you are and what you've got. See, I'm no great grandchildren yet. I'm not that old, so there you go. That's before any of you say anything. Anyway, please check my links, and if you can look at my little website, obviously my little day job, moviegamenostalgia.com, for old rare DVDs, movie posters from the 90s and 2000s, and board games on there if you can have a look. And even if you just have a look round, it's fantastic. It's good for my footfall and analytics and all this sort of thing, so that's much appreciated. Right, until we come back again with another TV series review, or box set review, or a movie review, or an information vlog, please, I can only ask everyone to please stay safe, and please look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family, and more importantly, let's all look after each other. And hopefully I'll see you all again. Thanks for watching. This is Bird saying goodbye for now. Bye bye.